So, this is more of an annotations video than the last two screaming and rants. I'm gonna try to reel it back together, but this book really infuriated me. Um, I spent a lot of money with the audiobook and also with the Kindle and also with this book. So if you're wondering why we're still here and why we're making a part three, it's because I spent money, so I'm gonna get my money's worth. And I do this with almost all my books. I get the Kindle, I get the audio, and I get the physical. So don't think just because I spent all this money that it's changing my opinion. No, no, no. I am just really bad with money. But since I did spend all that money, that's why you have seen me ranting and raving about being really frustrated to finish this book. Let me reel it back in. I know I said I was going to reel it back in. Comments, page 100 to 200. Awesome, fun. We're having a good time. We're just exploring caves. We're at the bottom of who knows where in Prithian. Are we gonna get to see Feyre? I mean, I didn't expect this to be an Akatar book, but are we gonna see more of everybody else in Prithian? Just give everybody a single line, give everybody like two lines, be like, hey, this is my fam bam. Look at them. Oh yeah, also peace, go find your happiness kind of thing. No. 200 to 270, Bryce making questionable decisions, info dumping, too much filler, could be heavily condensed, a lot of action scenes where Bryce a lot of action scenes were brought on by Bryce doing something insanely irrational. And I've had a lot of people come into my comments like, oh, well, Bryce has always been irrational. Let's talk about the worm scene because this is the part that's really been bothering me this entire time that I've been reading this. In this book where it could have just, all of that could have been condensed. That could have been one of the things where they just end up finding you didn't need the worm. You really didn't need the worm scene. That could have been axed. Because think about it. Bryce is trying to survive. So in her survival, she betrays the two people that she's trying to survive. And the only thing that really brings her back is her guilt. So she comes back. They end up finding a chamber, an info dump chamber, with a hologram that explains everything they need to know about the book and everything that you need to know more about this world, and a lot more than you actually needed to know because it's an info dump. Let's be honest, it's an info dump. That all of that could have been turned into a prequel. All the info dumps in Crescent City 1, Crescent City 2, and Crescent City 3, all of that could have been a prequel, but instead of making it a prequel, we added it into an 800-page book, and it's just paragraph, 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 paragraph of things we absolutely don't need. And then in her survival mode, in wanting to get back to Midgard, she betrays Asriel and Esta. It's like they really haven't done anything to you. They've been proving to you that they're trustworthy. You're scared of Rhysand. I get it. But maybe they have resources. Maybe be logical. I didn't read any bonus chapters. Before anybody goes, you need to read the bonus chapters. No, I don't. No, I don't. That should have been included. That should have been on her website because I'm not going to do the work if it's not in the copy that I bought. I'm not doing the work. I'm not. I already spent the money. No. If she wanted me to know this, it would have been in the book. If she wanted me to know this, it would have been in the book. Let's just normalize that. If the author really wanted me to know some bonus chapter information, and that's crucial to the whole storyline, let's normalize it being in the book. Okay? Okay. 182 to 270. They're in need of heavy editing and condensing with info dump scenes. We already went through that. I put felt AI generated because a lot of this book felt AI generated. 270 to 327, Bryce becomes tolerable again out of nowhere. Story gets me interested again, less frustrating story. And that's where I knew I fucked up because, you know, it didn't make me interested again. I just thought I was interested again because I was like, this is the Bryce we know. This is the Bryce I love. And then 348 plot twist was very alien coded. I don't remember what 348. Let's flip to the page. 48. Sis, where did you get your common sense from though? I get that. Oh yeah, where she like ends up finding the handcuffs and then she handcuffs her dad. I completely forgot about this. That's how big this book is. That was very alien coded. A lot of this book is very alien coded. 327 to 400 definitely like this Bryce better than the off-world Bryce. Little did I know, was Bryce split into two when she teleported, like in Final Fantasy VII? And did she create a negative Bryce, like in Scott Pilgrim? 400 to 450 necromancy stuff is cool, but we are literally told everything that happened to Hypaxia while the other characters were having their subplots. SJM could have weaved her story in Bryce's, Ethan's, and Therion's, along with what? Grappling with the betrayal Celestia did to Hypaxia and the emotions behind it. Yes. Yes. I feel like we should have addressed more of the Celestina or Celesti, whatever her name is. That betrayal we should have addressed more. We should have 100% addressed that in this book and how Hypaxia was feeling it. We got a quick, oh yeah, well, it's fine. I'll be fine from Hypaxia. But did we really though? Is she really fine? I don't think so. Chapter 62, best chapter in the entire book so far. That's not a lie. I feel, again, let me, 268 to 554. 554 is where like chapter 62 starts. And she really could have just teleported from Prithian, gone home, and then just beat her dad's ass. Maybe there was some important information that she needed to know in there in between. But all of that could have been condensed. We didn't need all of that. We really didn't. I think people that like the monologues in the Witcher series, full of info dump and books that were written like television scripts, would love this book. Yes, because all the Witcher monologues in The Witcher are just and some people love that shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. Page 597, random info dump. And that's where I stopped taking notes. But I have, look, these first 100 pages unscathed, untouched, no notes, because I was having fun. I was having a good time. I was like, oh, this book is going to be the book that gets me really into Crescent City. It's going to make me redeem Crescent City. No, it did not. It did not. It did not. It did not. It did not make me redeem Crescent City for me. No, it did not. This is when I was still having fun. Nesta is always a vindictive witch, and I love it. Yes, we love a good vindictive witch. Asriel, Bryce, and Nesta being smartasses to each other, my favorite genre. It was my favorite genre. It was my favorite genre. And then, oh, nothing happened. Nothing. Asriel asking about guns, Asriel hissing at the light because he's a shadow daddy is everything. I was like, I needed to see Asriel. I wanted to see a crossover. I was promised Avengers Infinity War. I was promised crossover. Give me crossover. I wanted to see Nesta fighting some bitch that she didn't know who she was fighting, but she was just gonna fight her. Nesta's loyal as fuck. For whoever doesn't like her, Nesta's loyal as fuck. So imagine a book where Bryce became friends with Nesta, and like I know it happened at the end, but like they got along and they shared stories and they actually were cool with each other. You know how hard Nesta would have gone for Bryce. You know how fucking hard she would have gone for Bryce. In that last battle scene, Bryce wouldn't have died. Nesta would have beat everybody's motherfucking ass with all her flames. I didn't need this to be an ACOTAR book, but it would have been cool to see Nesta beating somebody up for Bryce. That duo would have been cool after she lost basically Fury and Danica, because Fury stopped talking to Bryce after Danica died because they were just mutual friends. They weren't really friends, if you get what I mean.